Santa Cruz greater than Rob Parsons didn't realize more than 1,000 fans had crammed onto the sidewalks along the .09-mile bike course circling Beach Hill, and it's no wonder. He had to keep his head down and eyes focused on the course ahead to beat out a pack of cyclists that included 6 men who would compete in the 1968 Olympics in Mexico City later that year. 44 laps, an hour and half a wheel length after he started, Parsons became the first champion of the Santa Cruz Classic Criterium. "This is an excellent course," Parsons told the Sentinel after that victory in 1968. "It hurt me at times, but it's nice to get the win." On Sunday, the event that has become a staple of the Santa Cruz cycling scene will celebrate its 50th birthday and the 50th anniversary of Parsons' victory. Ironically, while the course stood out to Parsons, who went on to compete in Mexico City, organizers changed it the following year. Though it still ran along 3rd, Front and Spruce Streets and the Laurel Street extension, in 1969 cyclists raced in the opposite direction, taking on a hairpin turn as they transitioned from 3rd to the steep downhill of Front Street. That meant most of their climbing came as they made the sprint to the finish line to claim single-lap prizes, called primes pronounced preems, or the overall crown. That same course that has been used the past 48 years and will be used again Sunday. And longtime race director Robert Leibold credited it with being one of the primary reasons the Santa Cruz Classic Criterium has persisted for 5 decades. "It's just an excellent little course," said Leibold, who organizes more than 25 races a year through his company, Velopromo. "A lot of criteriums like this are either flat or 4 corners, something that you could have an exciting race on but are not exciting themselves. Here, you have hairpin turns and ups and downs and just a good variety of a course." The hairpin turn in particular has become a signature feature of the race. Many a competitor has sacrificed skin and blood on the sharp, right-hand turn. Spectators often station lawn chairs around it, like fans waiting for the inevitable wreck during a NASCAR race, said cyclist Doug Smith of Bonnie Doon in a 1989 interview with the Sentinel. "I can smell the brake pads almost every lap." Another draw of the race has been its history. Parsons, who was inducted into the U.S. Bicycling Hall of Fame in 2012, was the reigning national champion when he won the inaugural race. In addition, 3-time Tour de France winner Greg LeMond and Olympic speed skater turned cyclist Eric Heiden have pedaled the course. LeMond won in 1979. Lance Armstrong, perhaps the only cyclist more famous than LeMond, never made it to Santa Cruz for the race, but many of his U.S. Postal Service teammates did, Leibold said. Local races like Ben and Andy Jacquemines, who have raced in the Tour of California, have also cut their cycling teeth in the race. According to Parsons, though, the race owes its longevity mostly to Leibold, who took over organizing it from the City of Santa Cruz Parks and Recreation Department in 1971. "He's the one who had really kept the race going by promoting it every year," said Parsons, who has attended almost every race since he moved to Santa Cruz in 1972. When Leibold first put on the director's cap, he was a UC Santa Cruz student who had been named president of the newly formed SCCC. He had no race production experience and no real vision for the future of the event. "I didn't have any real clear picture of what we were going to do with it, not at first," Leibold said, noting he and some friends later got racing licenses so they could better understand the mechanics and minutiae of race production. "Before we were like, well, close off some streets. We should probably talk to the city about that. I don't remember getting any specific instructions." Leibold realized he enjoyed the challenges of being a race director, however, and has made that his occupation for the past 40 years. During that time, he has become a fixture along the course, usually stationed under a white tent alongside the race timer. He has seen the criterium draw up to 500 competitors and 3,000 spectators in its early heyday, though Sunday's event will likely feature a more modest turnout. About 350 riders are expected to compete in the 8 total men's and women's divisions, which offers a $1,500 cash purse and should draw around 500 fans. Sunday's forecast calls for partly sunny skies with a strong breeze and a chance of rain. "That's okay," Leibold said. The race has been held in sun and rain, amid the cloud of Armstrong's doping and even in the face of Leibold's own bout with colon cancer last year. And he said he sees no reason it can't continue at least as long as he does. "This is just one that I put on, but this is the one I've been doing, the one I started with," Leibold said. "There's almost no way I would let it down and drop out of it. It's the Santa Cruz Classic Criterium. It's like, well, sure, okay, let's go. Contact Julie Jag at 831-706-3257.